His new show is called Going Dutch. It airs Thursdays on Fox. Please say hello to Denis Leary. Right from the jump,
they
you
do
are
that
fun.
for everybody.
I know. No, their energy is incredible.
Can I just say one thing before we start? Like, this is my first time doing the show.
Yeah.
It's my first time seeing you sing live. It's crazy how your
so
voice is.
Thank you. I'm so excited you're here. We're such big fans. So wait, so you love this time of year, and I heard this about you, and I think this is really rad. I want one in Montana. We have a natural one that kind of develops, but I'm afraid to get on it. But you used to have an ice rink?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So for years I had an outdoor. It was my dream.
Yeah.
Two dreams. My wife's dream was to own horses, because I'm a city boy.
Yeah.
And horses, like, so we got horses, and then my dream, if it was possible, was to build an outdoor skating rink when the kids were small.
Yeah.
So that turned into, as the kids, both my son and my daughter became hockey players. So it became this outdoor gathering spot. We played hockey outdoors.
Oh my God, I love you,
oh my
but
God.
I love
and
that dog more.
Okay, so that dog was Clancy. He was an Irish Wolfhound. He was huge.
Yeah.
He was massive. As a matter of fact, his favorite part about the hockey rink was we would cook cheeseburgers after we played on the grill there. And he would just walk by and bite them out of people's hands.
Just
like
snatch them.
in one bite. Hump, hump. Yeah.
But we have a natural little pond, like we have a couple ponds on the property, but it's like, I'm afraid to skate on him because I'm afraid of falling through. I'm like afraid.
Well,
like, I don't
that
know
depends on how cold it is.
It's pretty cold. I'm in Montana. It's like below 30.
That's pretty cold.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe I should come to your house with my buddies.
And then you can be the guinea pig.
We'll skate out.
And then I'll figure it out if it's safe. Yes, okay. This
or
is a
play
deal.
goalie.
It's a deal, yes. I like that because you're near an edge.
Yes.
The goalie's near an edge. No, but is it true, though, like when you were young, like a nun kind of changed the trajectory of your life?
So I was a terror in school, as I said.
Creative, yes.
I was really interested in the things I was interested in. One was smoking. Another one was drinking. And another one was girls.
Okay.
That's really the main reason I went to school, was to smoke in the schoolyard and to talk to girls. But this nun, Sister Rosemary Sullivan, put me in a play. She forced me to do it because she needed boys to pick up the girls for the dance numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not doing this. And she told me you get an hour off from classes at the end of the school day for the rehearsals. And that's why I did it.
Yeah.
And then I went there, and all the prettiest girls from all the different classes were in the musical. And I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I actually learned I could sing.
Yeah.
And I kind of got hooked. And I didn't have the greatest grades or any money. And she said, she used to teach a course at Emerson College, a night course. And she said, they have auditions for scholarships. So I can get you an audition. And that's how I got into Emerson. And that's like changed my life. I mean, and I stayed friends with her until she died, which was like when she was in her early 90s.
Teachers are
She was a really amazing person.
Yeah.
Amazing nun.
Yeah.
And considering all the nuns who hate me out there, it's like, there was one who liked me.
You only gotta reach one.
I reached one nun. So it worked out.
All right. We need to get to a couple commercials, and we have someone in the audience to help us out.
Hi, Kelly and Dennis. I'm Marietta. Dennis, my family and I have been loving your movies ever since The Sandlot. Anytime one of us is annoying another, we say that go-to line, "You're killing me, Smalls."
Killing me, Smalls.
Stay here. Kelly has more with Dennis after the break.
We are back with Denis Leary, everybody. That was a look at his new show, Going Dutch. You can see it Thursdays on Fox. So tell us a little bit about the show.
Which show?
Going Dutch.
Going Dutch.
Yeah, because you're in many right now. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so the premise is I play a sort of General George Patton sort of military character who's great in battle, but is a loudmouth and doesn't mind telling his superior officers off.
Love it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he mouths off to a body cam that he doesn't realize is there while they're training for battle. And he mouths off about all of the members of the chiefs of staff from the various military branches of the U.S. government. And they, of course, get a hold of the recording, so they demote him. And they want him to quit, but he won't quit. So they send him to the smallest and most least important base in Europe.
Yeah.
That's based on a real military base that only does laundry and makes cheese and supplies wine.
This is a real base?
A real base to all the other 32 bases, NATO bases in Europe.
Okay.
And that's bad enough. But when he gets there, he finds out that his estranged daughter, who he hasn't spoken to in like 15 years, is the captain on base. So that's like...
I bet they did that on purpose, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they want him to give up, but he kind of can't give up because he's, you know, so he won't accept defeat, so he has to take on the biggest battle.
He makes some cheese. Yeah.
Make some cheese, do some laundry, and try to reconnect with his daughter.
Yeah.
So that's the core of the
So much
series.
material there.
Yeah, really
to
great
work
young
with.
actors.
Yeah.
The woman who's playing my daughter, Taylor Mishiak, is just fantastic. She was on Dave.
Yeah.
There's this new kid, Australian actor named Hal Cumpston, who is absolutely hilarious. So it's a great cast. Danny Pudi from Community plays my right-hand man. It's a really great cast.
Great cast, yeah. That's always fun because then the chemistry is fun.
Chemistry is awesome.
And your son works on the show, right?
My son is the producer.
Yeah,
it was my son's project.
What's that like?
So he's my boss.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's payback time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. My son's a producer. My daughter's a TV comedy writer.
Yeah.
And my son had pulled me aside a couple times on the set and was like, listen, you're doing this wrong and blah, 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 blah. And he was right. And I was like, okay. And my son's 6'7".
Yeah.
So he's a huge guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I used to yell at him and he would still listen to me. And now I'm like, when he's telling me, I'm like, okay, you got it, no problem.
You got it.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And actually, he's my boss.
Yeah.
So he did a great job.
That's awesome. It's a cool, proud parent moment.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of family, we want to talk about this. You started your Firefighters Foundation, and it was because of a tragedy with your cousin?
Yes.
Is that why it started?
I did. My cousin, Jerry Lucy, became a firefighter when we were young, and in the Worcester Fire Department, my hometown, Worcester, Massachusetts, and was a great firefighter. And he was killed in a famous fire in December of 1999 that killed 6 Worcester firefighters, the Worcester Cold Storage Fire. And as a result of that fire, I started the Leary Firefighters Foundation originally to help the 6 families because there were 17 kids left behind. And then we started to help the department because the department had such really dire needs and I started to realize because I had friends here in the FDNY that the same thing was true of the FDNY. Like right after 9/11, I realized they didn't have a high-rise simulator in their training facilities. And so we give out grants every year. And every single year, the number of requests grows because there's the small town departments, major departments like the city of New York, Boston, all over the country. We've helped departments now in 49 different states.
That's incredible.
With volunteer and professional.
All right, so you're also in another project you're working on is No Good Deed, and Ray Romano and Lisa Kudrow are actually here recently.
I heard.
Yes, and I love this cast. It's a crazy show. It's very dark. Have you had any fun moments on there or memorable?
Oh well, first of all, I did it not because of Ray. I've had enough of Ray. I've done 5 Ice Age movies with Ray. I knew Ray back in the I've known him for 40 years before we were famous, before either of us had money or were married. So we've known each other forever. But I did it because I was a big fan of Dead to Me, which is the creator Liz Feldman's show with Linda Cardellini and Christina Applegate. I was a huge fan of that. And also I wanted to work with Lisa Kudrow and Linda Cardellini. So when I signed on, I said, I'm going to play Ray's brother. What do you want to do with my hair? And she's like, yeah, you have to dye your hair black. So I dyed my hair black to play Ray's brother, which is so crazy for us.
Yeah.
It was interesting for me and Ray because we were working with Lisa Kudrow, and most of my scenes are with both of them.
Yeah.
And I was such a fan of hers.
That's what he was saying. They were here, and it was so funny. I was like, do you realize how famous you are? He kept focusing on how famous she was and how cool she was.
We were both afraid.
What is wrong with y'all?
I know. We were really nervous to meet her.
No, she's amazing.
It
was just so funny because I kept going, yeah, you keep trying to do this thing like the Homer Simpson gif and you're back into the bushes like you're not super famous. I was like, that's not going to work.
I know, but it's true. Like that first day we were like, where's Lisa? Is she here? Can we meet her?
It's a great cast.
And it's also, I mean, listen, I'm in it, so it's not for me to say, but you know, my family is pretty like they don't love everything I do.
Yeah,
so
they're honest.
they're hard critics. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they loved it. So that's like the best I can say. Thanksgiving, they were all over the house and we watched it and they were like, "This is pretty good. Why are you in it?" I'm like, "What? What are you saying?"
My God, I love your family. Well, you're in so many great projects. Everybody, No Good Deed is streaming now on Netflix, and you can see Denis's show Going Dutch Thursdays on Fox.